Hi there. So this week I'm going to talk about the jumping off lick, or the lick, in slap guitar. And basically all that is a very simple lick that you can use to start your phrases and riffs. It's super simple. I'm just going to show you right away. It's just 4 notes. That's it. It seems simple, but you can use that lick to start off all your phrases. It's a jumping off lick. You can use it to start off a different phrase. It's a way to begin your riff or phrase, and then you just fill out the rest yourself. You know, just with your own phrasing or funk technique, you're filling in the rest of the phrase, but this is a great way to start off all of your licks. Now, you wouldn't want to use this every time, but it's a good beginning way to come up with your own riffs and phrases, and even now, years later, I still use this lick all the time. And it's not even always at the start of the phrase, sometimes in the middle, sometimes at the end. So another famous player that uses this lick all the time is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. If you look at my Skinny Sweaty Man video lesson from a few weeks back, you'll be able to see that it also starts off with this lick. So that also starts off with a jumping off lick. So without further ado, I'm going to get into a close-up and show you exactly what those 4 notes are. So it's pretty simple. There's only 4 elements, or 4 notes. So that's what I'm going to show you. That's just as an example. So it always starts off with a hammer on. So from here I'm going to slap the open E and hammer onto the 5th fret of the E, that A there. And then there's going to be a slap with my thumb on the muted strings. That's the 3rd element. So 1, 2, 3. And then a pluck with your middle finger. I'm going to pluck the 5th fret of the A string here. So there's our 4 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's our 4 notes, and that's the lick. Now, one thing to be very aware of is that it doesn't have to be those 4 notes. You can hammer on any 2 notes. I could hammer on from the 3rd to the 5th fret of the E string, slap the muted string, and then pluck here. Just as long as you keep that formula, the first 2 notes are a hammer on, the 3rd note is a muted slap, and the 4th note is a pluck. After that, you just kind of fill it in. Until you've got a full bar. So what I did there was hammered on from the 5th to the 7th fret of the E string, pluck the 7th fret of the A string, then another slap, and finish off with a hammer on between the 5th and the 7th frets. So this one requires a little bit of your own improvisational skill and feel for how to fill out the rest of the phrase. The point of this lick is just as a jumping off lick, and then you fill in the rest of your phrase with pentatonic notes, whatever way you like. There'll be another example. There'll be another one. You know, it's just about feeling out the rest of the phrase yourself. And you can see that in my example at the start of this video, I play a bunch of different riffs that all start off with that lick. There's that one. And that one. So play around with that and see what you can come up with. I will also show you a little scale fragment that's really handy to use if you're playing in the key of E, because the open E is the easiest note to slap. It sounds the best as well. So if you're playing in the key of E, you've got the notes at the 3rd and the 5th fret as well. Then you've also got the 5th and 7th fret of the A string, the 5th and 7th fret of the D string. So it's just basic pentatonics. And if you stick within those notes for your slapping, you'll be able to come up with a lot of riffs. You know? Now there is one magic note that really helps bring this to life, and it's here, on the 4th fret of the A string. And what I find is if you start to incorporate that into your slap phrases, it really makes it funky. So this is a really good note to incorporate as well into your little scale fragment. So then you've got, on the E string, open, 3, 5. Then on the A string, 4, 5, 7. And then on the D string, 5 and 7. So I'm just giving lots of, I know I'm not really explaining how to exactly play those little licks, but it's more of a listen to the rhythm of what I'm playing and then fill in your own notes. Once you've got this kind of basic starting jumping off point, then you can start to create your own riffs and phrases. So that was a fairly quick overview of how to use the jumping off lick and how to start to build your own slap phrases and riffs. This lesson is aimed at people who've already been practicing slap for a little bit, so you've already gotten used to the techniques, slapping and popping, hitting muted strings, and a little bit used to the rhythm. If you're not there yet, go back and check out my earlier 2 lessons on how to slap and pop. Check out some other lessons on YouTube for how to slap and pop. And then come back to this one when you're a little bit more confident with how to start building your own phrases. But that jumping off lick, from a starting note to a hammered on note to a muted hit to a pluck, is a great way to just start unlimited phrases. I've come up with so many riffs that start off with that lick just on its own. If you have any questions about this or want me to explain anything further, please let me know in the comments. And I thought I'd maybe just give a little quick note on the end of this lesson on slap tone. I find that a strat with the bridge middle pickup selected, for me, sounds the best. Although sometimes a neck pickup can sound good as well on a strat. And a tube amp also sounds best. Now, I've only got a digital modeling amp here today, so I'm just doing the best I can. But the tube amp really brings out the dynamics, the percussive elements, and the tone. It just sounds way better. So if you have one of those, something like a Fender Princeton or a Fender Twin or Deluxe Reverb, that would be perfect for this style. You want to keep it either completely clean, or like the Princeton tone, maybe just add a little bit of grit to it, which is what I've got here modeling. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm curious to see how you get on with this, so let me know your feedback. I'll see you next time.